Hey guys, today we're going to be doing another crochet tutorial for my little Chewie the carrot keyring pattern. He was the first free pattern I ever released, and I'm very excited to be bringing a free video tutorial of him today. The materials we're going to need to make Chewie the carrot is orange yarn, a little bit of green yarn. We're gonna need a little bit of polyfill. We're gonna need some scissors, 4.5mm hook. We're gonna need some scrap pink yarn and black yarn, some 9mm eyes, some stitch markers, a needle, and if you want to turn your Chewie the carrot into a keyring, you'll need a little keyring attachment. So let's jump straight into it. For round one, we're going to be doing 3 single crochets in a magic ring with our orange yarn. In round 2, we're going to be doing 2 single crochets and then 1 increase. Little tip for when you're doing a magic ring starting with 3, it can be a bit difficult to make sure that the right side of the yarn is pointing outwards. So I always like to do that after I do my second stitch before doing that last increase. And again, just before completing that stitch, we're just pushing that out just for good ease. Then we can see we've got our little point of our carrot there. In round 3, we're going to be doing 1 single crochet and an increase 2 times. In round 4, we're going to be doing 2 single crochets and an increase 2 times. In round 5, we're just going to be single crocheting around. And you can start to see our little carrot shape is already starting to take place at this point. It'll just be a total of 8 single crochets. At this point, I just like to take our starting tail and just push that inside of our carrot just to get it out of our way. That starting tail will also help to really stuff out the very bottom of our carrot, which will be a bit difficult to reach. So now we're on round 6. We're going to be doing 3 single crochets and an increase. We're going to be doing that 2 times. In row 7, we're going to be doing 4 single crochets and an increase 2 times as well. In row 8, we're going to be doing 5 single crochets and an increase 2 times. As you can see, it's such a quick make, and keyrings are always a good seller at market, so he's definitely a little fun one to make up. After row 8, we're going to start stuffing our little Chewie, and we're going to continue to stuff him as we go. It's quite handy to use crochet hook or anything else you've got nearby just to help push that stuffing down. So you can see that's why having the starting tail down there also helps for the little bottom point. You don't need much stuffing at all for this little guy. In row 9, we'll be doing 6 single crochets and an increase 2 times. In row 10, we're just going to be single crocheting around for a total of 16 single crochets in the round. After row 10, we're just going to stop and insert our safety eyes between rows 7 and 8 with 3 visible stitches apart. So that is going to be the placement of our little safety eyes there. See, we've got about 3 visible stitches apart. Let's go ahead and secure those. After we've inserted our safety eyes, we're going to go ahead and get our scrap black and pink yarn and just add in those little face embroidery details. This is a nice like cotton candy pink color. So I'm just going to go right underneath the eyes and I'm just going to come in from the side. One round below the eye. We're going to leave a little tail coming out the side to secure it afterwards. I'm going to go in just underneath the eye there. Go over to our other eye and repeat the same steps. I like adding a little bit of blush to my plushies. I feel like it gives it that little bit extra character to it. There we go, that's what our little blush looks like. And just bring your yarn out where you inserted it and tie that off by doing one little knot, cut the tails, and then poke that on the inside. We're going to take our black yarn. We're going to do the classic little V-shaped smile, and we want that to be about 2 rounds beneath where our eyes are inserted. Come out right about there. And then we'll go across like so. And then you want to come out in the middle there. Create our little V-shaped smile. Now, in the stitch you just came out of, you're going to go back into that stitch, pull your needle through where you inserted the black to begin with, and then just pull nice and tight. And that's how we get this adorable little quirky little V-shaped smile with this little blush above them. So your little face should be looking like so. You just want to make sure you keep stuffing him as you go now. We'll just tie off those ends, cut our tails, and then pop them in. So now on row 11, we're going to be doing 2 single crochets and a decrease, a total of 4 times. At the end of this round, we're going to be color changing to our green, so make sure you've got that on hand. We're just color changing over to the green. Just gonna make sure he is as stuffed as I want him to be now, because we're gonna be starting to work on our little carrot top. Row 12, the entire row is going to be worked into the back loop only, and we're just going to be single crocheting around into the back loop only. And we're just going to find our back loop only like so. Going to go around and take the orange in as well, just so that's nice and secured. I like to do that for at least 2 stitches, and then I'll cut my orange yarn and push the tail on the inside. So I would stop here, get rid of our orange, and then just pop that little tail on the inside. And the same with the green starting tail as well, just pop that into the inside too, just so it's nicely out of our way. So the next round is going to be made entirely within the front loop only. We're going to be doing a couple of chain steps here. And just a little side note, the stitches we do into the chains we work aren't counted in the total row count. So this is going to make the little hair on the top of them. So we're going to be starting with a slip stitch. We're going to chain 5. Working from the second chain in the hook, we're going to be doing a single crochet. Then we're going to be doing a half double crochet. Then we're going to do a double crochet. And then a single crochet. And then we're going to be going to the next stitch on our carrot top and completing a slip stitch into there. Now we're going to do that a total of 6 times, which will create 6 little hair pieces on the top of our carrot. So after row 13, this is what our little carrot is going to be looking like. So we still have the top that needs closed here. Now I've just realized I kind of want a little bit more stuffing in there. So if you notice that yourself as well, just add a little bit more. You can see he's got his cool little carrot top hairdo going on. Now our final row, we're going to be doing a total of 6 decreases. Now this is an important step. We only want to decrease in those slip stitches that were made in the previous round. And we want to make sure that we keep these little hair tufts on the outside. So each decrease stitch is going to start from one side of your carrot top and finish at the other. So we're going to be going across like so, and that will be 1 decrease. And then this way, they are not getting lost on the inside. After row 14, we're going to be fastening off. If you want to add in a keyring and turn your Chewie into a keyring, you're going to want to make sure that you leave a long enough tail to sew this on as well as close the gap. So I'm going to fasten off with the tail about yay long. And before adding in the little keyring, I'm just going to close up the hole. So to do that, we're just going to go through the front loops only with our needle and our little tail. Let's do that a total of 6 times. You're just going to want to push the center downwards. And that is our little Chewie completely finished before our keyring step. Isn't he really cute? I love his little smiley face and his little hairdo he's got going on. That is what he looks like when he is done. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in the little keyring. Now this tail will be nicely in the center after we've closed. Now whatever kind of keyring attachment you're using doesn't really matter, just as long as you're able to fasten it on nicely. So we're just going to go ahead and sew that on by just going in and out of the little ring and the center of our carrot a couple of times. So I've just put that through about 3 times there, and that seems to be all you need because it's a very light little keyring. And then on the final one, I'm just going to go into the head with the tail and then just come out the side. Then we're just going to tie this off and push the tail on the inside. So there you go, that is what our Chewie looks like once we've added in our little keyring. He is now complete. I hope you really enjoyed following along to another one of my tutorials today. Let me know in the comments which one of my patterns you'd like to see a tutorial for next. And yeah, until next time.